Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
Warning, due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Oh my God,
The views and
who
opinions
the
expressed
hell
during the following live stream or
cares?
video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
What would you say you do here?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed on the opening there that with Office Space you had a capital S and P and the rest of it there. I don't know if you got the memo on that. So, but I'm going to need to have you come in on Sunday. That'd be great.
Lumberg, really? You do realize I'm just copying the font from the movie?
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome one and all to tonight's PACIFIC414 Pop Talk along with Baron Norman Tag. I'm your host, Mike, or tonight I'm going by Mike Gibbons, and we have Baron Lumberg.
Yeah.
So tonight we are talking about the 1990 film by Beavis and Butthead creator Mike Judge, who based this movie off some shorts he made called Milton. Now, I had only found out about the shorts by listening to the extras in the movie several years ago when you had those DVD extras. And my first experience watching Office Space was back in 1999 when the movie came out. I saw it with a friend of mine when I was out in California, and we laughed our asses off.
Mine wasn't as enjoyable experience until the other night because I'd only seen this in bits of. I mean, I'd probably seen the entire film before this, but in bits and pieces and not necessarily in the chronological orders. And then it was because it was on Comedy Central, so I never saw the film as it should be properly enjoyed.
Yeah, and this movie, from what I've looked up and seen, it didn't really do too well in the theaters. It's another example of a movie that gained a cult following due to DVD sales and later being shown on channels like Comedy Central is when it gained its traction and cult status.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose this was Mike Judd's answer to Dilbert in his own way, because dealing with The Office and of course needlessly ending the movie the way they did was not a way that'd be done in Dilbert. But again, anyone who's been in the office environment can really, really understand this.
And even if you haven't been in an office environment, you've been in another type of working environment, you've dealt with the same kind of people that are depicted in this movie.
Yes. Most definitely.
By the way, Baron, did you get the memo on the TPS reports?
Yes, I got the memo on the TPS reports.
Yeah, make sure that next time you put it into the proper folder.
One mistake and they write on you, and that's exact. You make one mistake and they don't think you can do the job.
Yeah, just like it said in the movie. I've got 8 different bosses coming down on me if I make one simple mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, look, it's Godzillionaire. Yes, it is one of the greatest and most accurate office movies ever. And the way I was gonna go about introducing you, Godzillionaire, was saying, yeah, on average, how many hours of work do you typically put in a typical workday? But this movie, it's a cult classic, and I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and bring the movie up on screen here in just a moment.
Yeah, I see you knocked it off. um,
What?
uh,
I did no such thing. I did no such thing.
Nothing. Not at all. Not a bloody thing. Yeah, and that's what's great about, again, you talking about the fact that this was a cult classic. It is a cult classic. Again, it didn't do that good in the theaters. I don't know why it didn't, to be honest with you. Um, but yes, it's just this is one of those that I think everyone, especially if you're a Mike Judge fan, should watch. If you love King of the Hill or you Beavis and Butthead or both, whatever. I mean, have you ever seen I have not seen the Milton Shorts. Do you ever see the Milton Shorts?
I haven't seen the Milton Shorts. Like I said, the only way I found out about them is through the DVD commentary.
Yeah. I didn't know if you tried to hunt them down afterwards. Too bad they didn't add those with the DVD, as extras.
Yeah, that would have been real nice to have as an extra bonus. And then you can see the genesis of the whole movie.
Right. Exactly. Couldn't find out how that works.
Yeah, and the movie opens up with Peter stuck in traffic, and Peter's being played by Ron Livingston, who's a great actor. I mean, another great part that he had was being in Band of Brothers, and I mean, he's been in more than that. But when I think of Ron Livingston, I first think about Office Space, then I think about his role in Band of Brothers. He's stuck in traffic, and what's funny about this scene is he looks over. I'm trying to get it on screen here if I can. It might be a little difficult, but yeah, I can't get the exact part
with the old man.
Yeah, with the old man and the walker. Oops, let me stop that.
Well, at least we're not hearing them.
True, but
we're not hearing Cash Money lip syncing in there.
No, we're not. But this is how the movie introduces us to our main three characters. You meet Peter Gibbons, played by Ron Livingston, and then you have Michael Bolton, like the singer. No, but he's played by David Herman. So, coincidentally enough, they put his credit right next to him. And then the other character that we meet, let me just forward it through, who is, his name just came up here just a little bit ago. Well, you got Stephen Root as Milton, but you have Ajay, and it skipped his credit, but the gentleman's name is Ajay, and he plays Samir Najad. How hard is it to say my name?
Very.
And then, of course, look
at those two right there, Diedrich Bader and Michael McShane. Anyone, you can prove your geek cred if you know who Michael McShane is, or Mike McShane, as he was also known for a while. I'm sure everyone who knows who Diedrich Bader is. So.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they watch Drew Carey and they've seen other movies and TV shows he's been in, or the voice work he's done. But for those of you unfamiliar with Michael McShane, he was actually on the original Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes, he was. And he's been in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with he was Friar Tuck in that one with Kevin Costner. He's been in Doctor Who. He's been in a lot of stuff. I don't think he's an expat, but he does a lot of work in England.
And then, of course, we meet Milton, played by Stephen Root. Some of you might recognize his voice work as Bill Daltrey from King of the Hill. And
Yep.
of course, he was the Cyclops in Brother, Where Art Thou? And of course, he's been in several other projects as well.
Hmm.
So we're being introduced to, I said three, but our four main characters. And then, of course, we meet Gary Cole's, yeah, Bill Lumberg. Yeah. Welcome
Yeah, the
to the
greatest.
stream. I'm going to need you all to make sure that you hit that like button and don't forget to share out the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, greatest man ever, Bill Lumberg. Yeah, I mean, he's an inspiration to all.
Yes, he is. He's your typical boss, is what he is.
Yeah, schmuck.
Yeah, yeah. And look how he looks back at his Porsche. And
But I
let
can't
me
blame him.
let me try to get it back a little bit because there we go.
Yep, my Porsche.
So that's where we meet Bill Lumberg for the first time. Of course, Peter and everyone else has to schlep it all the way across the parking lot to get into Initech because Peter, Samir, and Michael, along with Milton, well, they're software designers.
Mhm.
And they're getting ready for the big Y2K.
Yeah, because this is uh again, you said 1999, so here we are. Something that was concerned back in those days is like, oh, everything's going to come to the end in the year 2000. But no, it's it's kind of funny to watch that. Yeah, we're doing this work with the year Y2K. It's like,
So Peter gets to the office. He gets shocked by the door because his feet are walking on the carpet. He gets to his cubicle. And then we have our proper introduction to Bill Lumberg, who starts hassling Peter about his TPS reports and the cover on his TPS reports. Did you get the memo? Yeah.
and I was talking to Mike after the movie, or during the movie actually, and I'm glad you have a freeze framed on here. Gary
That's
Cole.
what I was trying to get.
Oh, thank you. Great actor, by the way. He's Midnight Caller. In of course several movies. He was in the Brady Bunch movies as the father, but he was also in the very very extremely short lived and uh, uh, unfairly treated show Crusade, the sequel series to Babylon 5. He's Captain Gideon. That ring he's wearing is the actual prop ring from the show. It should be an Earth Force graduation ring. So it's kind of funny that he's wearing that prop from Babylon, or Crusade, I should say, on this movie.
That just shows how cool Mike Judge was about it. Going, yeah, wear it.
Oh, I mean, even Gary Cole. I mean, it's like, what level of geekery do you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, you know, one thing about this movie is you learn about the characters real quick. It's not drawn out.
Hmm.
You realize what kind of predicament that Peter and everybody's in. They're basically working what's for them a no-win situation, dead end job.
Hmm.
Unless you're somebody like Bill Lumberg, who you know kisses butt all the way to the
Hmm.
top. Of course, we have Milton here, and he's listening to the radio, and Peter confronts him about it. Says, "Could you turn that down?" Well, I was told from 9 to 11 I could listen to the radio at a reasonable volume. If Sandra can do her filing and have her headphones on, I should be able to listen to the radio. And that's my impression of Milton.
Pretty good. Pretty
By the way, did you see what I did for the thumbnail? He'll burn this whole stream down.
Oh, what
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
the upper corner here?
Yes. Milton will burn this whole stream down if we don't get him his stapler.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
So, as we're properly introduced to Stephen Root as Milton. Then we meet one of the other supervisors, Don, who, again, is harassing Peter about his TPS reports. And, everybody who's in this movie does a good job at portraying a different type of boss.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ones who talk like Bill Lumberg. You have the ones that talk like Don, and of course, this is Peter on the phone, and he's getting another call about, guess what?
The
His
cover letter.
TPS reports.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a proper introduction to Michael and Samir. And of course, they hate the fax machine, I should say, and copy machine because it gets jammed. And we meet, I think her name was Nancy.
I think it was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The intern.
Yeah. And she's going around and giving them their memos, and she's trying to say Samir's name, and she can't do it. And Samir says, just give it to me. So then she looks at the memo for Michael. Michael Bolton? Like the singer? Yeah, like the singer. Wait a minute. Are you guys related? No, it's just a coincidence. And then this is where Samir is saying to Michael, nobody in this country can pronounce my name. It's Nanin Nanajad. Samir Nanin Nanajad. And Michael says, well, at least you don't have the name like Michael Bolton. And Samir says, there's nothing wrong with that name, Michael. There was nothing wrong with that name until that no talent ass clown started winning Grammys when I was 12 years old. And
that's what we should do. We should start calling the other YouTubers we don't like. What was that again? The ass.
And then Samir says to him, well, why don't you change your name to Mike? And then Michael says, why should I change? He's the one who sucks. So we have that exchange, and that sets it up. And then Peter comes around and says, hey, guys, I got to get out of here. You want to go get some coffee? And then Nancy here says, ooh, it sounds like someone's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
So we get our first setting other than Initech, and it's inside Chotsky's, and this is where we meet Jennifer Aniston's character, Joanna, as Michael and Samir and Peter are discussing, their job, and of course, whether or not they'd be stuck with the job when they're 50. And Samir says, well, it would be nice to have that kind of job security. And then this is where we get the first hint of what's actually going to happen and how the group's going to actually make some money out of this corporation. The first seeds of a virus being planted into Initech systems, as Michael's discussing it with Samir and Peter right here. And then, of course, we meet Jennifer Aniston. And, of course, we have her floor manager, Stan, who's played by Mike Judge. Trying to... So after Samir, Michael, and Peter have their discussion at Tchotchke's, they start walking back to the office when Tom Sikowski is panicking. He's running down. He says, I've been looking everywhere for you guys. And the reason why he's been looking everywhere for them is because he has a sheet of paper saying that there's going to be some consultants coming to Initech to have people basically interview for their job to see if they're worthy of staying on their job or not. So Tom's all in a rampage saying, we're all going to lose our jobs. And then, of course, as they're talking at Michael and Samir's cubicle, this is when Tom says, you know, the pet rock, that was a great idea, you know, trying to have a fallback plan in case he does get the axe. So starts talking about the pet rock, and then he starts talking about his jump to conclusions map. And he starts talking about it. You have a starting point, and then there's squares for each different conclusion that you jump to. And of course, everybody's kind of like, yeah, okay, Tom, because
Sad.
they.
Oh, go.
Where do you want me to go, back or
Oh
forward?
no, no. I was just going to say the sad thing is the way things are in this world, he might actually have that $1 million idea.
You never know.
Yeah.
And I do want to say hello to Old Man. And he says, Jennifer Anniston. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom's all worried about the consultants coming. And of course, we get to this scene, which I did clip it because I don't know. It just seems like a quotable line. And honestly, it's funny.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then we have that. And everybody is still trying to get over the news that these consultants are coming, and there's a good possibility they might lose their job. And then we get to Peter's apartment, and this is where we get our first introduction to his next door neighbor, Lawrence. How does Lawrence know that he's home? Because the walls are so thin.
Oh, very careful here.
I know. I'm getting ready to remove it. I just wanted to try to stop it.
That's a good.
Where we see Diedrich Bader as Lawrence, and
not that scene wasn't neat. It's impressive, but yeah, YouTube. Good job, YouTube, trying to fool us. It didn't work.
So this is where we get our first introduction into Lawrence. He does drywall work and construction work, and he's talking about how he's doing the new drywall at the new McDonald's. And one of the things that Peter mentions is, what would happen if somebody were to come up to you and say, it sounds like so what, it's got the case of the Mondays. And Lawrence says, I believe you get your ass kicked for that.
Yep.
And I gotta say, one of the best parts of this movie is Diedrich Bader as Lawrence.
Yeah. It's not a big role, but again, it's one of those that's memorable. It's like, It doesn't matter how many lines you have, it's what you can do with what's given to you. And sometimes less is more,
Yeah. So, they're discussing Peter's current situation and how both Lawrence and Peter are supposed to go fishing over the weekend. And Peter says, I know Lumberg's going to have me come in. So Lawrence gives Peter the idea of ducking out early. So Lumberg can't ask him to work over the weekend. So then we get back to the office. Everybody's there, and we meet one of the Bobs, played by John C. McGinley.
Mm-hmm. Any Scrubs fans out there? That's Dr. Cox.
Mm-hmm. So he's there, and apparently, from the commentary and everything, John C. McGinley was in there for 2 days, and they managed to get all the scenes done in those 2 days.
Wow.
So this is where we're introduced to one of the Bobs, and we're told as the audience and as the characters are all learning in the office that he's there to evaluate everybody's work. and he's there to help him. And then, of course, we have Milton here, and he's going on and on about having to move his desk.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be over by a window, and there was two squirrels. They were married, they were a family, and that. But one of the things that you see that's always been a key part to this movie's fandom is the red stapler.
Speaking of red stapler and chins,
How should we introduce him?
how about that new clip you had of the Bobs?
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, sorry. No, wrong one. The very bottom one. Skills.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is here. He has arrived. Please welcome Cash Money.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Yeah. Hey, he gets in an accident. Things turn out okay for him.
True.
Yep.
So, Cash,
Yep.
you can see where we are in the movie right now, but what are your thoughts on Office Space?
Office Space is very underrated in that it's politically incorrect. It's Mike Judd at some of his best, I think. I just a lot of his vision that he's done, and I also recommend watching Silicon Valley because that show is very politically incorrect for the most part. I just enjoy his vision, and he just doesn't seem to give a crap what Hollywood thinks about what he makes, what he does, and it's just all the characters. All the characters are all funny. You know, you have the character, of course, who plays Fry in this, who's also the Michael Bolton fan. I mean, you can just go down the line of what goes. Oh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Like, there's just so many funny stuff. You know, the flair, the role that Jennifer Anniston has, and
Yes,
you
but
feel
Cash,
bad for
Cash,
them. What's up?
Baron and I, we're the two Bobs, so we got a question for you.
What would you say you do here?
Got to do those TPS reports.
Yeah.
But no, I just think this is a good, to some extent, an underdog story. And of course, Mr. Stapler, he gets mad, and you don't want to get people like that upset because unfortunately, those things could actually happen in real life. People get nuts, man. But
Well,
no.
they even make reference to that when you have the scene with the two Bobs and you have Dunn there, and of course Lumberg there, and
Yeah, we took care of the problem. Yeah. But I mean, I've seen this movie so many times that, I even remember Orlando Jones's scene, and then he hears about the plan, what he's going to do to this company. And then he's like, well, that depends. And then he buys, like, what is it?
40 subscriptions to Vibe.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And you said something earlier, Mike, when it was going on here. It said the characters are introduced fast and you understand everything where it's at. And that takes talent from not only writing, but directing and the acting. You don't need to drag it out a half a movie to get a person, to get an idea. In fact, it works even better because it's kind of that impersonal friendship we have with people at work. We know the person, but we don't know the person. They might talk about their wife or kids or something like that, but still, when it comes down to it, they may never have even met them. And that's what's great about how everything goes in there. It's like, well, you know these guys, but you don't.
Yeah, and a lot of people may not even realize that Mike Judge not only wrote the script for the movie, but he also directed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Besides making a cameo appearance as Stan.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, you got Dr. Cox in this, and yes, he
Mhm.
doesn't have that big of a role. Dang, I can't think of the actor's name. He got I can't think of the actor's name right now. You got what's his name from Cheers who pops up in this.
Yeah,
And
Paul. He's the other Bob.
right,
He's the other Bob.
Paul, right, yep. Peter, you know, what is his dumb girlfriend doesn't understand that he actually
And
got hypnotized.
Yeah. And Mike McShane wearing a horrible rug.
but this is where Peter gets hypnotized, and unfortunately, the
Everything changes for him.
hypnotherapist has a heart attack. And
Yep,
And
and
died.
that's why he's sitting there because he was hypnotized. Who does
and-
that? Who just sits there? But let's be honest, his girlfriend's a bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
she just wants to control him, and no, dude,
And she was
just wants to
cheating
control
on him.
Yeah, she just
Oh.
wants to control. And then let's see, Peter's cohorts or friends. I'm trying to think that guy from India in this.
Samir.
Don't worry.
Samir.
No one
That's
can
it,
speak,
Samir.
pronounce his name. Don't worry.
Samir, yeah, Samir, and then the guy who Michael Bolton, and he's like, "You like Michael Bolton?" And he's like, "No, it's just basically a name." Oh man, I love his hits, and then it's just like, just stop making the guy feel like an ass. Because, just because his name is Michael Bolton doesn't mean he needs to like the music.
And even though the hypnotherapist ends up dying, this is the next
Yes.
morning that Peter's
Yes.
still under the hypnosis, and he's feeling great. No worries.
No shit's given.
And he goes back to sleep. Long story short, he wakes up later on, and he's got 17 messages on his answering machine.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a half day.
Yeah.
We still start at the usual time. Yeah. I was away from my desk for a moment and thought maybe you would call. And you know, after he deletes at least 3 messages, then Anne calls and says to him, "Why aren't you at work?" And Peter says, I didn't go today. Why didn't you go to work? I didn't feel like it.
Mhm.
Peter, what's wrong with you? And don't tell me it's because you're under hypnosis. That's a bunch of BS. And you know,
True.
Peter's had enough. He hangs up the phone. And then there's another call, and it's Anne screaming on the answer machine,
Yep.
says, "No one hangs up to me. We're through." And then
Yep.
the last thing she says is, "I've been cheating on you." Because another thing that comes up in the movie before this even happens is Michael and Samir have speculated, along with a few other people, that Anne's been cheating on Peter.
Mhm.
Because Lawrence brings it up too.
Mhm.
So we get confirmation that it's actually been happening.
Mhm.
And then
Oh, we knew it was.
Oh yeah. And then of course
Yeah.
we have Tom here
Yeah.
having an interview with the consultants, Bob and Bob.
Yeah, the Bobs.
Yeah.
And he's being asked, "So what do you do here?" And Tom's talking about what he does. He takes orders from the customers and brings them to the software people. Do you physically do it? No, my secretary takes the orders and I take it to the customers. And it's a whole runaround where they don't understand what he does. He doesn't clearly understand how to answer the question. And, you know, it leads to, I know we've already played the clip, but I'm going to go ahead and play it again, but it does lead to this clip.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Mhm. Cash Monet at his finest.
Yes. So,
And if I ever scream like that at people at work, that'd be terrible. I'd be a bit unhinged.
Oh, I'm sure they know already.
I think a lot of people have felt like Peter, though, in their lives
Mhm.
when they have a job
Oh.
that they really care for.
Hell yeah.
Bunch of crap.
So Peter shows up at Chotchkie's. He asks Joanne, played by Jennifer Aniston, out. They end up going to the competing restaurant, and Peter starts telling her about what he does and the fact that he doesn't want to work anymore. And Joanne doesn't quite understand where he's getting at, and he just says, I don't like my job. I don't want to go. So you're gonna quit. No, I'm just not gonna go. So it all leads up to the two of them going out on a date later on. Of course, we see Milton, and of course, we see Lumberg. He's talking with the Bobs, and they turn around. They see Milton staring at them, and you do hear, especially if you're watching the movie with headphones, you do hear them mention the red stapler, and Lumberg comes over. He takes the red stapler.
Yeah, in fact, Lumberg is saying something about how Milton stole it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, whether or not he did, I don't know.
Have we seen this Aaron earned an iron urn before? We've seen him. Have we?
Never.
Maybe not. Okay. Weird.
Don't know.
Anyways, yeah.
So
Like
Bill ends.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yep. Bill takes the stapler, and then Peter shows up, and Michael goes, "Peter, you're in deep shit. You didn't show up during the weekend, and the Bobs are here." So Peter ends up having an interview with the Bobs. I'm not gonna go through everything because I think from this point on, I'm gonna let you guys talk about it too. And
Ain't that peachy?
But Peter has his interview with the Bobs, and it goes the way you expect it, especially since Peter's under hypnosis. He's just laid back and lets loose. He's a straight shooter. He tells them exactly what they probably don't want to hear, but they need to hear.
Mm-hmm. Which, of course, impresses the Bobs. They want to promote him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Needless to say, people like Lumberg get a little threatened. Yeah. He messes up constantly with his TPS reports. Well, it was only one time.
I do want to show this scene real quick. Just a discussion between Stan, played by Mike Judge, and you have Joanne, played by Jennifer Aniston, and they're discussing Joanne's flair.
Yeah, the flair.
Yeah, and the fact that Brian has 30 pieces of flair. He's the cocky, annoying waiter.
Somebody's got the Mondays.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the way Mike Judge is delivering his lines, I think it's funny because I've heard managers like that.
Well, it wasn't too far off of Lumberg. That's the funny thing about it. It's like the moment you get into management, that's how you start becoming. It's like it's a disease. It's worse than the stuff that's in The Last of Us or The Walking Dead or whatever it is. It's a worse disease than that.
And Aaron Earned and Iron Erm says this must be a boring place. Well,
Yeah.
We're just having a calm discussion about a funny movie.
I laughed. Ha.
Ha. Let's see. Are we like what?
I don't know. I like you.
But we, have the Bobs. They're meeting with Don and Lumberg. I'll go ahead and bring that back up. And this is where the Bobs say, yeah, we want to talk about one Peter Gibbons after they go through who's being let go of Tom, Samir, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
and Lumberg doesn't like the idea that the Bobs think Peter's management material.
Mm-hmm. He was hoping, in fact, that he'll be out the door with the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. So we had that discussion, and then of course the Bobs turned the table on Mr. Lumberg by bringing up Lumberg's evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
So tables have been turned, and of course Lumberg's going around the office. Peter's not there in his cubicle. Peter's having fun with Joanne and Lawrence fishing. And then when Peter does come into the office, he decides, you know what? I'm going to clean my fish on the TPS reports. And also there's a guy doing maintenance, and Peter grabs the drill, and well, now Peter's got a view. And what's funny here is Lumberg wants to know if Peter's going to get his TPS reports done while playing some Tetris. And Peter says, "Oh, I don't know, Lumberg. I got a meeting with the Bobs in a few minutes." And this is a surprise to Lumberg. He doesn't expect Peter to have a meeting with the Bobs, but this is where we find out that Peter's been promoted.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a full rundown. And then, of course, Peter does go to Samir and Michael and let them know, you guys are being let go as of Friday.
Yep. Yeah, he gets that information because he's the new guy in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what's funny about this scene, he hasn't told him yet, and he's berating him. Michael Bolton's berating him for his how he's been acting. It's like, unlike me, who was this model employee. Well, look who we got here.
We have Milton himself, Phil McCracken.
Yes.
It's deeply.
Yes, definitely.
I'm here, Phil. I'm here.
This is Patrick Stewart, and I wish to tell Phil McCracken that I hate him also.
Listen, if I get to meet Patrick Stewart maybe this year, if he's at some convention, then I'll see if I can get him to say that. I don't know if he will. I said, dude, there's this guy we know. He can't stand you, and I think it would be great if you recorded this.
And we have it here where Michael's been told. So now Michael and Peter are at a bar and they're drinking some beer. And Michael starts discussing the plan of how he can bring Initech down. And of course, they drag Samir into it. Samir's reluctant to do it, but then they tell him about conjugal visits and
The white collar prison is nothing but a resort.
yep.
It's what did they say? Not smash you in the ass prison.
Yeah. It's not pound you in the ass.
Pound
prison.
you in the ass. Pound you in the ass prison.
You weren't around, Cash. You know what we're going to do, Bob, down there? We were going to, when we do movies like this again, especially the comedies, keep a tally of jokes you can't do. Like pound you in the ass prison.
Oh man,
you can't do that now.
It's just also like, hey, look on the screen, look at her tits and stuff. Like it doesn't. But this is the whole thing. This is a rated R comedy, so a lot of this stuff should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the mold is going to be broken. I don't know if something like Cocaine Bear would even make jokes like that. And I know that's based on a true story, but there's probably no reason for it. But yes, I miss that kind of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It would be great if it came back somehow. Something's gotta come back with that. I don't know how, but
because even in this movie, Lawrence says something that you wouldn't be able to get away with now when he's talking to Peter. But when we get to that part,
mm-hmm. That's why we have advisories, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lumberg's such an ass too. He'll park in the handicap spot. He's just a dick.
Oh yeah. Because Peter parked in his spot.
Gary Cole plays it so well. So
yeah.
And this is where Samir and Michael and Peter are going over their plan, how they're going to plant the virus into the Initech computer system, and basically get a very small portion of Initech funds into their own account. Of course, Lawrence overhears it, and Peter reassures Michael and Samir that Lawrence is cool. He's not going to rat them out.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, Michael, Samir, and Peter put their plan into action. They do end up planting the virus. And remember those?
Oh, I know.
3.5 size floppy disk.
Mm-hmm. I still got a bunch of them.
I still have a few myself.
Yeah.
So they end up planting the virus. And then this is where we find out about Tom's accident. And, of course, Michael and Samir are also, depressed because they're about to lose their job.
Family Guy did a great takeoff of this. Yeah.
But Peter informs him he stole something. He stole the fax machine, which they start just beating the crap out of. The bat would, start kicking it. I was even joking with Baron last night when we were watching it that, well, the role of Michael Bolton goes cash in this scene because he's going right back after the fax machine and still putting the last few shots into it.
Yeah.
Peter and Samir have to pull him off, and
it's like Cash in his Twitter wars.
Yep.
No, I try not to get in fights with people. I really do on there. It's just I just put out messages and just leave it alone.
And do you think Pepsi might have had some sponsorship into this film?
I think so, because you do see a lot of Pepsi product placement.
I mean, this is not... The budget is still good, though. I think the budget for this movie is still better than something like Kenobi. Man, when I said that to my friend the other day, he got mad.
See, he tries not to get people... this is his attempt trying not to stir the water, folks.
Well, dude, when you have all this money, especially for a Star Wars show or something, you should put together a good budget. Shouldn't be... things don't have to look cheap.
No. And of course, Joanne ends up coming over the night before and staying over, and she inquires, "What did you guys do last night?" And Peter says, "Oh, nothing, just work stuff." And he lets it slip about the plan that they're doing. So this is where Peter's trying to explain the plan to her, and she says, "You're stealing."
No, not stealing. See, these pennies, right? These
pennies. We're taking pennies. You mean from the other children? Because I know I can't use that word on YouTube either. You know how.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter says, "No, like from the penny jar. The penny tray.
Mm-hmm.
The pennies for everybody." So Joanne now has wind of the plan. Of course, this is where Michael and Samir, Peter, and Joanne arrive at Tom's party.
He looks how I feel.
Yep. And I know I skipped over the scene, but what ended up happening is Tom, knowing that he'd be laid off, he tried to kill himself. His wife ends up getting home and sees that the garage doors closed, and of course it's full of carbon monoxide from the exhaust. And then Tom tries to play it off. The garage door is open. He backs out and he gets hit by a truck.
A DWI. Deboned.
And,
the jump to conclusions.
Yep. We get to the jump to conclusions, Matt, and they all remark it's just like you said.
And the thing is, it could work.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. That's the scary part.
And then this is where Michael and Samir are asking Tom's attorney, you know, how can we avoid going to prison if we do some sort of scheme like we're taking money from the company? And the lawyer says, "Why do you ask?" And then, of course,
And that's where they get informed that the pound you in the ass prison is where they end up going to.
Remember, if
Mhm.
everything goes well, I'll be showing her my O face. Oh.
Oh,
You guy's such an ass. It's so funny.
he is Drew.
it's crit.
It's just no. I don't think
And he-
Craig could be Drew.
No, I'm
And-
just
I don't
teasing
think the
them.
personality would fit. I'd be
And he's
surprised.
spreading false information about Joanne, saying, "Yeah, she gets around. You better wear a rubber, dude."
Yeah, they thought he thought he was talking about Lumberg, and it's actually a different Lumberg.
Yep.
No relation.
Yeah,
It's
and this is where Peter finds out about Lumberg. Of course, it's not the Lumberg he's thinking of, and that he has a nightmare and it's Lumberg.
yeah.
Banging her. It's like one of the most disturbing things in a movie right there in this film.
Yep. And of course, we get another scene at Chotsky's with Stan and Joanne, and this is where Joanne decides that she's going to quit, and she flips Stan off and a few customers off.
Hmm.
Yep.
So she no longer works at Chotsky's.
I mean, going back and thinking about that scene, yeah, you can orgasm whenever you want. That'd be great.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And just look at the faces. I mean, this is at Bill's birthday party. They're cutting his cake,
Yeah.
and everybody but Milton gets a piece of cake. And
Right.
I was promised a piece of cake last time. I
Yes.
didn't get a piece.
It would. Yes.
I mean, let's give credit to Stephen Root. He really got into the character. I mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of range.
He
Very
does.
good actor. He really is. Very good actor.
and here's another thing I want to ask you guys. Could you say that Bill from King of the Hill is sort of an extension of Milton
Well,
in certain
I don't-
aspects?
No, I
Maybe
think
not-
they're different
maybe not
characters.
100%, but there are certain similarities that the two characters do share.
I think they're different characters.
don't
No, I think they're different.
Okay.
Yeah, because Bill Doletree is just simple. Milton is off the wall. I mean, he not only is simple, but I mean, I can't see Bill Doletree wanting to burn a building down.
Mhm.
No, he's just a simple barber.
Yeah, he's a simple barber. Yeah, that's all he wants to do. In the army.
So Milton's upset. He didn't get a slice of cake, and his desk has been moved again. Now he's down in storage number 2. Excuse me. And of course, this is where Michael, Samir, and Peter are trying to figure out how they're going to do some money laundering. They even look it up in a dictionary. And Peter remarks, I can't believe we're such nerds that we have to look up money laundering in the dictionary. And of course, Lumber comes down to storage where Milton's at and says, Milton, how's it going? Yeah, I'm going to need you to get some pesticide and take care of the cockroach problem we're having. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as he's doing this too, he's eating the last bit of the birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that.
Wow.
Well, I had my finger on the mouse button when I coughed, so
I want to get paid to play Tetris at work. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, the one thing that, when talking about pain, at that point also was the fact that they made it kind of known that Milton being there was a clerical error. He was like a temporary, but they kept on paying him, and so he kept on coming in, and they fixed the glitch. Which was,
they fixed the glitch, right? Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? He's still getting paid? Hold on there, Slick. We fixed the glitch.
Yes.
He's no longer getting paid.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Melton was treated like crap. Like, I don't think
Oh,
he's a
yeah.
good person. He can be annoying, but to say he's a bad person, Lumberg is just treats him like garbage.
He's treated everybody like garbage.
Yes, it's true.
I mean, it's like, and he keeps on asking, I'm not I haven't did get paid last. It's like, well, yeah, you got to talk to. Well, they
You have to
told me I
talk
had
to
to talk
payroll.
to. Yeah.
Right. They just keep jerking him around.
Mhm.
Horrible.
Like when I asked for my paycheck from here, never seen it yet.
Well, wait. What paycheck? You expect to get paid?
Yeah, didn't know that. It was in the contract.
What contract?
The contract for being on show here. You talked to my agent, right?
No.
Billy Baba Ganoush? Yeah, you talked to Billy Baba Ganoush.
Billy Baba Ganoush.
My agent, Billy Baba Ganoush. Oh, yeah.
No. That name doesn't ring a bell.
Well, sometimes it goes by Bobby. But Bobby, it all depends.
My agent is
Bobby?
Babu.
That boy ain't right.
Yeah. My agent is Babu. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we do end up meeting Steve, played by Orlando Jones, and he's going around selling magazines because he's laid off software technician from Innotrobe, which is the competing company.
Right. And he says he has a crack addiction.
Yeah.
And this is where he says, oh, okay, I lied. I just say that so I can sell subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good line, though. I got to give him.
He did that good. Well, hell,
Yeah, he did.
That great.
I wish he could have been in the movie a little bit more than he was. And
But again, it's one of those things. Is less is more. What do you got to play with?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just perfect. He didn't really need more of it. It's like boom.
Yep. So he hears about what Michael, Samir, and Peter want to do with money laundering, and they say to him, "You're not going to tell anybody, are you?" And he says, "Oh, let me think about it." Then he shows him the clipboard, and of course, you see there it's the order form. So Peter signs up for 40 issues of Vibe. And then he even remarks, "What am I going to do with 40 issues of Vibe?"
Well, you could go around to all the waiting rooms, talk to your doctor's office and crop,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then write it off as a donation.
Yeah. And then, Michael and Samira, they end up leaving, and Peter asks Lawrence if he wants to go over, and Lawrence says, "No way, man. I don't need you to screw up my life, too." And then Peter has his final dream where he's being sentenced to federal pound me in the ass prison.
I love how the judge delivered that. I don't know who the judge was who played him, but he did a good job.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that actor is.
That's a Cesar Romero look to him.
And then Peter wakes up. He writes his letter about what happened to the money. And, of course, he has traveler's checks. And he waits out in the parking lot. And he's waiting for Joanne. I'm trying to get it just right. Here we go. And, of course, Joanne now has a new job, as you see there by her uniform. And she's enjoying her new job. Of course, Peter says, I'm going to be going away for a long time. And they have what you could think is their goodbyes at this point in the movie. And then, of course, they see Brian, who sees the two of them smooching, and he goes, "Get a room, you two."
and flips him off.
Yep. That's why I tried to skip it.
Oh, I don't like the flipping off thing. I don't think. I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too, but you know how YouTube can be.
Did YouTube get mad about it yet?
We had a disclaimer though.
Oh yeah.
So Peter goes to Initech and he puts the envelope with the excuse me, with the note inside it underneath Bill's door, and he starts to walk away. Then he runs back and he tries to get the envelope, but he can't. And then we get to the next day, and this is where Milton's saying, I haven't received my paycheck. I was told that I needed to talk to payroll, and then they told me I need to talk to personnel, and he wants to speak to Bill. And if you've never seen Office Space, that's how Milton talks.
Yes.
And so Bill's secretary says that Mr. Longberg isn't available right now, and then there's a panic. She gets up and leaves her desk, and where Peter couldn't get into the door, Milton just casually opens it, walks into the office, and starts looking for the stapler. Meanwhile, you see the envelope on the floor, and Milton completely ignores it. And of course, this is where you have the goodbyes between Lawrence and Peter. And Peter says, yeah, I'm going to be going away for a long time. Take care of yourself, Peter, man. And watch out for your cornhole.
There's another joke we can't get away with today.
Yeah, I don't think they could. No.
I love how Diedrich Bader looked like a 70s porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a good role in Balls of Fury, too. It was ridiculous, but it did make me laugh. Yeah, and then, of course, he was Batman as well. Brave and the Bold.
He was.
Did a very good job doing that as well. Yeah, he's a good actor.
So Peter, he drives to the office and he notices something. So he pulls up to the office and the whole building's on fire. Why? Because after Bill Lumberg left Milton in storage room 2, Milton says, that's it. That's the last straw. I'm setting the building on fire. And he sets it on fire.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
True to his word.
So everybody's looking on. Of course, Milton's looking on, seeing the place go up in flames. And then he ends up leaving. Peter has a smile on his face because as far as he's concerned, he's in the clear now.
Yeah, he figured it out. He put 2 and 2 together. He's like, oh, Milton did this.
Yep. So you get an interior shot of the building burning. And then we get to the charred remains of the building, and Peter's with Lawrence cleaning it up. Michael and Samira say, hey, you want to grab some lunch? He says, no, brought mine in the pail. Plus, Joanne's supposed to come along in a little while. So they say their goodbyes, even though Michael and Samira say, we can get you a job at Intertrobe. And Peter asks them, well, how is it at Intertrobe? And Samira says, it's work.
Yep.
So they depart, and as Lawrence and Peter are cleaning up, they do end up finding the red stapler, which Peter makes a remark saying, I think I know someone who might want this. And of course, we get down Mexico way, and guess who's there relaxing? And of course, he's complaining. He didn't ask for a pina colada, and that's what they brought him.
And no salt.
Yeah, he got a margarita and he wanted no salt. No salt at all. There were big grains of salt.
I guess he had money saved up or something after he burned the building. I don't know how he got to this island, but
I don't know. Maybe it was some kind of lawsuit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe it was. You're right. Maybe it was a lawsuit.
Or maybe he did take the money. Why was Swing Lane left?
Oh, you know what? That's what it was. I think you're right. he saw that money before he burned down the building and took it. You're right.
Uh-huh. He took because he talks about the traveler checks.
Right. Yeah, so he did take the money. Yeah.
But I don't know why you didn't take the swing line with him. It was right there on the. I can put strychnine in there. Guacamole.
I can have this place condemned.
I ate the worm.
So yeah, that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a long film. It flows fast, which is great.
Yes.
Mike Judge knew how to pace this film.
Yeah, he's got a
film's
vision
only an
that
hour and
nobody
30
else
minutes.
has. Nobody else has his vision about how he does it. He did another movie too that came out. I think Mila Kunis was in it. I can't remember what it was called. Dang it! Do you guys remember?
No, it's not Idiocracy, is it?
No, it wasn't Idiocracy. It was another one he did.
I'm trying to think of what it is, but
I'll have to go look it up.
let me look at IMDb and
IMDb.
and I will try to find out what movie it was. Oh, I am. Excuse me. The damn pollen around here. All right, so Mike Judge.
Yeah, you guys.
If you find it before me,
yes. You guys definitely should check out Silicon Valley, though. That was really good.
Okay.
Highly recommend it. Let's see. Maybe Mike Judd didn't do that. I thought he did.
Here, I'm just gonna type in Mike Judge and Mila Kunis.
Sitting in the tree.
Maybe
KISS.
Maybe he didn't do this movie, but I thought it was one of the films he did.
I don't remember him doing anything with her.
Maybe.
No.
Okay, maybe it's something else. Okay, that's weird. Weird.
But you know, for Mike Judge, he's got a brilliant mind when it comes to writing.
Mm-hmm. And he's like Matt and Trey. Everybody's fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's fair game. So which is sometimes the perfect satire. It is the perfect satire. So going in there and you can't get offended because he's doing something that might offend somebody else in there. It's like then you start realizing, hey, it's time that we lighten up a little bit and not take ourselves so serious.
Which is something we should all do. We should all be able to laugh at ourselves instead of.
I found it, guys. Extract.
Okay.
Extra. Okay.
Jason Bateman's in this. This wasn't a bad film at all. Ben Affleck's in this. Kunis is in this. Kristen Wiig's in this. J.K. Simmons is in this. Clifton Collins Jr. is in this. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this. T.J. Miller, well, his career unfortunately is just axed, but I don't know. But T.J. Miller, of course, was also in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
But if I remember, Extract was pretty good. But yeah, Mike Judd wrote this and directed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's weird they didn't show that on the list. I thought I was pretty sure.
I found it on the list on Wikipedia.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah, I just found it weird that it wasn't on IMDb's list.
Let's see. You have to look at writing credits, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, IMDb is kind of a fickle.
Yeah, they should have all his stuff on here.
Maybe I didn't look deep enough.
So,
I mean,
it's writing.
There
it is. Okay, it's. I found it under there. Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of notice is that Mike Judge has these films that kind of go under the radar and then get discovered.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because he might be tarnished a little bit with Beavis and Butthead.
Right.
Oh, you're the guy that does Beavis and Butthead. Oh, you're so stupid. Without realizing what brilliance there is in Beavis and Butthead portraying those morons in the situation around them.
Right.
Which, of course, follows through with King of the Hill. I mean,
Mhm.
he is.
King of the
I
Hill's
don't.
good. Yeah,
Mhm.
it wasn't one of my favorites, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
I just
Yeah.
stopped watching after a few seasons. I don't remember why, but
Yeah, I mean, same here. I mean, I watched up to a certain point, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just quit watching, but it was still good, good up to that point.
Yeah.
But really, in many ways, you'd think Office Space would have been one of the big sleeper hits, just because everybody knows what's going on. Whether you've been in there or in the office environment, or even the other environments where you kind of got a little bit of that taste of that with the Chotsky's manager, Stan,
Mhm.
and it being almost just like Lumberg. And it's like that's a perfect example of how you get into management. Yeah, that'd be great.
It's like you said, once you get into management, you become a Bill Lumberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice that he was kind of throwing it from the white collar to the blue collar type of situation,
Right.
because us blue collar people had the same problem too with these schmucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cash Lumberg. Yeah.
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 So what does he actually do here? No, I mean honestly, if anyone has not seen this movie, see it. Honestly,
Yes.
it's good. Again, it's good. It's good satire.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's one of those movies where you watch it regardless of whether you're, like you said, Baron, white collar or blue collar. You're
Yep.
gonna recognize situations and types of bosses, types of co-workers, and you're gonna go, yeah, I've seen that. I've heard about that, or I've seen and
Mm-hmm.
experienced that for myself.
Mm-hmm. And the unsung heroes of this film were the Bobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were actually they they did care, but what they did to Milton, well, Milton was just in a stupid situation, but I blame
Right.
Lumberg for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love it too. It's like we just fix the glitch. We don't, we don't like the conflict. So
Right. Right.
confrontational because
Yes.
I mean the buck pop, passing there is who's going to get this dirty job.
Yep. Exactly.
Which of course no one ever told him because he's still in the basement.
Yes.
Lundberg talking to him,
Yep.
hoping that he leaves on his own 2 feet. Which he did.
Yeah.
He did up and leave.
Yep.
Yeah, and give credit again to Stephen Root for his portrayal of the character, and Ron Livingston for his portrayal of Peter, and everybody in the cast. They knew what they were supposed to do as actors, and they did it.
And the one thing that Stephen Root had that the other guys didn't have, he kind of had a little gimmick, the red stapler, even though brilliantly it was not overplayed. Thank God,
Yeah,
they
that's
didn't
true.
overplay it. But the thing is, again, like I was saying before, less sometimes is more. So
Yes.
it became such a synonymous thing that Stephen Root, I don't know how many times he goes out there and signs staplers. And in
Well, I'm
2000,
sure he does a lot.
oh, he does. He does a lot of them. And they became, in 2002, Stringline had to come out with a stapler like that because, there was such a demand.
Yeah, because that was only made for the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it could stand out. Obviously, a red stapler like that would. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how they were talking about they had the red ones, but they switched over to this new one. But he doesn't like those new ones because there's the the stapling. He knows his staplers, folks.
Yes, he does, and I can set the stream on fire. I can burn the stream down.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, with that all, with there is this perfectly paced film, perfect length, and they didn't focus.
They don't drag anything out.
Right, that's what I was looking for. Drag anything out.
They don't focus on things for longer than they need to be focused on. They, say, okay, this is Peter, this is Michael, this is Samir, this is their situation that they're currently in, and these are who they have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And you see exactly how they get themselves into their situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's all because Peter was hypnotized. And honestly, if I'm going to give this movie any kind of rating, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I would say the same thing, about 8.5 out of 10, yeah. Very underrated comedy cult film.
Yep.
And heck, I'm going to look on Amazon, for example, just to see how much they're asking for a copy of Office Space.
Shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so at this point.
There might be
almost being 25 years old. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1999, hard to believe. The references to the Y2K was so amusing.
Remember those days? You better turn your computer off because of Y2K. And
yeah. Well,
market update Windows so it'll recognize the year 2000.
Everything. Yeah. That was nice. It's $24 for Blu-ray. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not bad for a Blu-ray.
Yep. You can also buy the mat too. Jump to conclusions, Matt. That's great.
Oh, and I'm looking on Amazon right now. They have a couple of Blu-ray copies, and
you get
it's
it for
only
$10.99. Oh, there's a special edition Blu-ray too. Of course, there is.
And of course, the DVD is only $5.
Yeah, it's still very cheap.
And of course, I believe it was a Super Bowl commercial that they had done where they did a spoof of it where Michael Bolton was playing Michael Bolton from Office Space.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So yes, the singer Michael Bolton was playing Michael Bolton. Let me see if I can bring that up on YouTube real quick.
I would not be surprised one bit.
Let's see. One moment. All right.
What? Really?
I got it. So let me just bring it back. I'll probably have to pause it because it does use clips from the movie and everything. So here we go. Let me share my screen. Keep it like this. And hello. Yeah. Hello, DJ Ronnie G. Yeah. I think I'm going to need you to move your desk down to the basement. Yeah. We have an influx of new people coming in and we need the space. Yeah. So here we go.
Michael Bolton?
That's me.
Wow, is that your real name? So are you related to that singer guy?
No. It's just a coincidence.
Oh.
No one in this country can ever pronounce my name right. It's not that hard. Najad.
So you can see where they removed Gary Berman and Michael Bolton
Naidu
sitting
na
there
dyan.
and
At least your name isn't Michael Bolton.
There's nothing wrong with that name.
Was nothing wrong with that till I was about 12 years old, and that extremely talented ass clowns
and notice how they changed it. Extremely talented.
Yeah.
winning all those Grammys.
Well, why don't you just go by Mike instead of Michael?
No way. Why should I change? He's the one who sucks.
But yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this: when you first heard about Office Space and saw the trailer for it, what did you think?
Yeah. No, I don't know, because when I finally saw Office Space, it was on TV, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I don't think I saw this in the theaters.
I know I didn't.
No.
This one went under my radar too. It's like, whatever,
I think I was at a buddy's house or something. He's like, "Hey, you want to check this movie out?" I said, "All right."
And Cash went, whoa, I like you. We're not dating, okay?
Oh man, that got weird. That got weird. Yeah, I think I saw this at a buddy's house. It was either a buddy's house or I saw it at my own house. But I didn't go to the theaters and see this. And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I just can't stop laughing at this movie. But it's got a quality story too.
It does. It's a quality comedy.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't. I wouldn't say anything about this film was outrageous. It's scary enough. Just about everything in this film is believable.
Yeah, because again, it's taken from real life situation. And, I bet if you ask Mike Judge about it, he'll probably say, "Yeah, I put some of my own experience in it."
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's like, always be nice to somebody who they might make a movie about you.
You never know; they might base a character off of you, and you'll be watching the movie and going, "Wait a minute, that's me."
These people.
I'm gonna find you, Baron. Hunt you down.
Pacific Space. Yeah, someone based off Baron, someone based off Cash, someone based off Phil McCracken.
Oh my God, what'd that be like?
Talks
Crit.
about one of his Buster Bars. You got Crit.
Yeah, they took my Buster Bar. I was promised to be a Buster Bar, and I don't have Buster Bar. I need to have that Buster Bar. If I don't have Buster, I'm not putting this place down. I can do that. I mean, I can do that.
It's quite aggressive for a Buster Bar.
Mike promised me a Buster Bar, and there's no Buster Bars. Yeah.
I just would love to have a woman look at me like that Dairy Queen girl was looking at Paul. and then I probably have, because I've been just as oblivious as Paul.
I've been there, and I know I have. It's like, yeah, hello, Mike. Did you miss that? Did you miss that signal? Yeah. What signal? He missed it. He missed it.
Yeah, and everyone just shakes their head, and yeah, that's just great.
But when Michael and Samir are struggling with the fax machine and copy machine, we've all been there.
How can it be jammed? I see the paper right there. How can it be jammed?
PC load letter. Or you just see it looping around and around, and you're going, okay, finish cycling. 12 hours later, it's still cycling.
Or when you accidentally hit like 100 when you wanted 10, and it's like starts printing, you're hitting the cancel and stop, and it keeps on going and going and going. It's like, stop. Will you stop already? I tell you. I mean, Mike Judd delivers better than McFarlane, in my opinion. In some of this.
Well, no, it's just that it's just that Mike Judd isn't going to come out and apologize for making jokes.
Right.
I would be very surprised if he would apologize for anything that he's ever done. But Seth, because of his politics, unfortunately, because he decided that Family Guy needed to turn into a piece of garbage for the most part. It's just, but as I said, you're just watching a train wreck that just keeps going and going and going. And when it finally ends, it ends. But he didn't need to come out and say, I'm not going to make these jokes and stuff. I don't think Mike Judd would ever say that stuff.
But the only time he had a problem was in the early days of Beavis and Butthead, where
Yes, right.
because fire, somebody left their kid unattended with matches and they burned the house down. They blamed on Beavis and Butthead, basically.
Yeah, well, they did the same nonsense with stuff like, even though they tell people not to do this, the same thing with Jackass. That kid set himself on fire. Well, what an idiot!
Right?
He's a moron, dude. You don't.
Right. So I mean,
they have people on set for a show like Jackass just so people don't get hurt. And still, people get hurt, but they have hospitals. They know they have to call hospitals and stuff, and whatever they need to do if somebody on the set gets hurt. But you cannot go and just try that stuff yourself. That's why there has to be disclaimers of saying, "Don't try this at home," because
that's what WWE had to
do it. Yes,
in the 90s when kids were doing backyard wrestling.
Right. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Or they were probably jumped off the roof or some shit or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what Mike Judd was doing then after that, he was finding little ways around to make it sound like he was coming close to saying fire several times. And saying fryer when they're at the working in the burger world. But other than that, I've never really known him to back down on anything. In fact, look at it here. We got Beavis and Butthead back a third time.
Yeah.
Because they had the run until '97, then they had
it didn't work as right. It didn't work. That didn't work as well because they couldn't get the reality shows. They couldn't really make fun of them well enough or something. I remember reading that, and so that was a problem. And now they're back, and I don't know what they're making fun of on the TV anymore and stuff. But I guess people are enjoying Beavis and Butthead again. So
yeah,
good for them.
Apparently, they're enjoying the series and they're enjoying the recent movie, the sequel to Do America.
Yeah, Do the Universe. Yeah, and Pluto TV even has Beavis and Butthead on quite a bit. They have where they don't have the music videos in them, so you're just seeing the events around them doing the critiquing of music videos.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, I mean, we knew people just like that in high school, didn't we?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Yes. There's always... Yeah, it just... Yeah, I mean, with the show was blamed for the death of a 2-year-old, Jessica Matthews, in Moraine, Ohio, in October of '93. The girl's 5-year-old brother, Austin, set fire to his mother's mobile home with a cigarette lighter, killing the 2-year-old. Can you see how many red flags there was right there with that?
Yes.
With that sad. It's sad. I'm not being mocking. And then the mother then claimed that her son watched an episode of in which the character said fire was fun. However, the neighbors stated that the family did not even have cable television and would thus be unable to watch the show. So, I mean, right there, she was just using it. And it's because of that, they go ape crap.
Did she get a big lawsuit or some shit?
I don't know if she did or not, but the thing is when they go out there, it's like, how can you watch it when it's a cable show and you don't have cable? Unless they're sailing the high sea, and I doubt that.
Back then, no, I don't see it, unless. And I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm just making a guess here. unless the kids stayed somewhere and that person had cable TV, and that's
Yeah.
how they were able to watch Beavis and Butthead. I don't know.
Right. It's
But
possible. I guess.
yeah, but the thing is he can't blame Beavis and Butt. You can blame me Beavis and Butthead for a lot of things, but not that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see which direction Mike Judge goes here in the future because, like just like you said, he's not backing down like McFarlane is, and look how look what type of bootlegger Kimmel is nowadays compared to what he was, and instead of being
Yeah, well, it's the same with Anthony Anderson. I mean, you can go down the list of people who have changed. What's his face? Borat.
Sacha
Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah. He's changed too. All these people, they're it's just pathetic.
Well,
they all used to be very.
ass.
But they used to be funny, and they would take chances and stuff. Like Borat and even Bruno wasn't. Bruno was actually pretty funny. It was gross at times, but it was pretty funny. Now, I think Bruno was pretty gross too, but it was still funny. Like he was doing funny stuff. Even The Dictator, that was a funny movie. But they change, and then it's just they become more of activists and comedians and stuff. It's just like Jim Carrey. Like he can be funny, and I enjoyed him in the Sonic movies recently, but he can be a pain in the ass too.
It's those Canadians, I tell you, Canadians.
And that's the thing. You look at some of the early work that some of these people have done, and that's downright funny.
Yes.
It makes your sides hurt when you're laughing so hard because it's so funny. And then you see what comedy is now, and it's
really bad, and not in a good way. There's some funny stuff out there. I guess people enjoyed Cocaine Bear, but I'm guessing that's a dark comedy. I guess.
Yeah, it is a dark comedy, and I'm still sticking with what I said. I'm glad I saw it, but it's not one I have to go see again.
Right, I got
If you like sick humor, it's right up your alley.
I mean, again, like Cash said, it's dark humor. It's it's that humor that you would have seen, in the early 2000s. I wouldn't even go as far as the 90s. I'd say early 2000s.
Yeah. And this is not a film for Padawan Paul to go see. So Padawan Paul, don't see this film.
No. I don't think Paul would enjoy Cocaine Bear. I don't think he would.
But he would like Stripes.
Yes, I think he will. And
yeah, we should watch that.
You know what? He might, although he'd have to watch for himself and let us know. But he might even watch Office Space because he might even recognize some of the same people from where he works in the movie.
Well, I mean, to be full front and whatever. I think there was only that one nude scene where they're doing the breast exam on the commercial, which is kind of funny because one of the first times I saw titties on TV was one of those. It was on our CBS affiliate back when I was a kid. I mean, I was young, and it's like, whoa, that woman's is groping her boobie. Of course, trying to think of it with someone kid that's younger. So I think that's the only bit of nudity, and of course, then there's the language. The F-bomb dropped quite a bit and all that. But other than that, this is this. If you can handle that, this film's great for you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I watched it, and each time I watch it, I still laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been a lot of recent movies where I've watched it once, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, one and done. Yeah.
Yep. That's how I feel about Batman. One and done.
That's how I felt about E.T. One and done.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. No, I was never all infatuated with E.T.
Oh, boo.
What? One and done. I'm not. For me, it was one and done. I'm not trashing it.
I know that, but still, boo.
Boo to you too.
I can watch E.T. again, but of course it's been a long time since I've seen
it. I was 4 years old when E.T. came out, so of course I liked it for the most part, except for the parts where as a kid I thought were scary. When E.T. was screaming and You saw the guys in the hazmat suits. That freaked me out as a kid.
Baron
I
always
remember
wants to dissect aliens, though, don't you, Baron? I know you're game.
yeah.
Well, he's with 2 aliens right now.
Yes.
But they make great margaritas.
All right.
Oh, whoa. Sorry I'm so sorry, folks.
Big grains of salt.
Big grain of salt. Oh.
I mean, we get back to Stephen Root. He made the character of Milton, and everybody who's seen the movie and everybody of a certain age still does that impression. Big grains of salt.
Yeah, between him and Lumberg, I mean that. Yeah.
Cash, what's happening?
Yeah.
We're gonna need to have come in on Sunday.
If you could come in tomorrow, that would be great. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm gonna need you Sunday too.
Poor Cash.
Funny.
I mean, it is funny. It has memorable lines. What would you say you do here? I have people skills. Why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand it? What the hell is wrong with you people?
That's Cash at his finest.
Oh man, that's too funny.
No, I think definitely go see it. Now, one thing I haven't seen either. I haven't seen Idiocracy.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I've never watched that really either. No.
I mean, I think it's all bits and pieces, but that's it. One of those. It's on Comedy Central as you're flipping through, but I never really fully saw that one. So, Jack, it's Judd in these films should get higher praise than it does.
Mm-hmm.
He does, and
yeah, it should.
So, but yeah,
because it's films like this that do become the cult classics. For almost 25 years, people still talk about this movie.
Mm-hmm. Right. Something that Hollywood has failed to look at is the possibility of, okay, it didn't do good in theaters, but what will it do in this market? And they can make up whatever it is in that market and then some.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you could answer your phone, that'd be great.
It's a scammer.
If you would just take our service, that'd be great.
I'm highly tempted to record my voice message, but I don't want to do that, especially if someone I actually know is calling.
I hate to know what it would have been. No. See this film, people, if you haven't. Honestly.
Yes. See this film and talk about it with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we're talking about it.
Yeah. See, we
Who
talk
knows?
to your friends and enemies. Look how I do with my enemies.
You might go into the workplace after seeing this movie and you'll see who the Lumberg is. You'll see who the Don is.
And, and then you get that urge to clean your fish on your desk. That had a smell.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, gentlemen, do you have anything coming up on your channels?
Yeah. No, I got to work on it. I've just been busy with a lot of stuff, so I have been busy for a long time. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. But yeah,
I'm just trying to get better. So.
Yeah, I like hanging around and lurking with you guys.
Well, I appreciate you being here, brother.
But whenever I get better, a lot better, as I saw this stupid cold, then I will try again with the Saints Row too. Oh boy,
it's a tumor.
It's a
It's
tumor.
not a tumor.
It's a tumor.
Well, he blew himself off.
Yep, he did. He did. Well, I
That
did
didn't
want to.
sound right either. I'm sorry.
No, it did not.
I did want to say I know this weekend the clocks go forward here in the States.
Yeah. Oh.
The hell you say?
But we are going to have an open panel on Sunday for
Uh,
Pop Talk.
Uh,
And I know before we even open up the gates, I know Cash and I have something we need to talk about. Something that everybody else has already talked about, but I'm sure we're going to want to add our 2 cents into this.
What, you two at it again with fighting and all that? Do we have to separate you two?
All I'm going to say is know your comic book history, kids.
Oh.
And don't try to spin it to meet your criteria. Actually look up the history and know it, kids.
You're not talking about the little reptile guys in the shells, right? I thought so. I thought so. I thought so. And who's in charge of this?
There, I did it. I did the laugh.
And he didn't have a bad role in The Fablemans, but he wasn't the one in charge of that movie either. So,
well, yeah, it's who controls that moron. But I mean,
yeah, no, this is gonna go down. I think this could be as bad as Santa Inc. or somewhere in the middle, somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't learn, do they?
No, they do not.
No.
Well, no, they come back and double down because they're so arrogant to me.
Yes, they are.
Listening to him and Sarah Silverman with the Satan Inc. It was just disgusting. It's just like they're being so derogatory. And the scenes that we saw for this upcoming History of the World Part 2, it's like, really? Really?
Oh, really? I haven't really seen it.
Yeah, well, we showed the trailer a few Sundays back, and it looks terrible.
That's the one that's continuing on TBS, right? With Daniel Radcliffe, and then
no. This is History of the World Part 2. It's going to be on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, History of the World Part 2 is supposed to be a sequel. Mel Brooks is somehow involved with it, but I think it's just basically his name on it because I know he's not as good as he used to be, but it's like yeah, this is just not a thing to be remembered by, having this film under your name.
Yeah, but we are definitely going to be talking about the recent trailer that came out for a certain franchise of Ninja Turtles. And then we'll more than likely talk about a few other things this Sunday. I will probably do a couple of game streams. I'm thinking about doing one for Friday, but I haven't really made up my mind yet. And then, of course, Saturday I'll probably do a short one because I will be going out to the movies once again. But
again,
wow!
On a Saturday, but I'm gonna go see 65 with Adam Driver, and
yeah, he's warning me about that.
It looks okay. I don't know.
Well, Mike's got a thing about Adam Driver, so don't ruin it for me, okay?
I want to see it because it looks like it might be an interesting movie. And
dinosaurs meet space, and I don't know. Just the trailer just didn't make me want to feel that movie. It just no.
Well, that's what makes us different. I looked at the trailer. I thought, this doesn't look too bad.
And that's your problem, man. You're trying to feel the movie. You're supposed to watch it, for crying out loud. Are you blind? You think there's Braille on the film?
You know what, Baron? You go sit in the corner and think about what you just said.
I mean, you know, Cash, when it comes to, you know, your view and my view on the movie.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
I just don't want you to have to fuck a stranger in the ass.
Well, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
No.
Oh, man.
I won't be doing that.
No, pounding in the ass prison. Yeah.
But that is what's going to be coming up on the channel and the game stream. I don't know if I'm going to stream more Mega Man 11. I don't know if I'm going to go to Mega Man X2.
Guys, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's keeping it a secret. It's a surprise. In honor of this movie, he's going to be playing Tetris.
He should. That'd be awesome. Super Tetris.
Oh, Mike, you freaking asshole! You're playing Tetris. Yeah, come back later, guys. Come back later, guys. I got a meeting with the Bobs in a few minutes.
Yeah, if you could play some Candy Crush, that'd be great.
No.
That's a money sink from hell.
Well, Lumberg would love it. It's like, yeah, Candy Crush. I'm a hardcore gamer. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Lumberg playing games.
Yeah, this game does nothing for me. If you could get rid of this game, that would be great.
I could burn this game down to the ground, It's put me in there.
I think they're starting to waste Scary Cole though. On they don't give him good lines anymore on Family Guy. Unfortunately.
No. Yeah, he is such. I think he's really underrated.
He is. I agree.
Incredibly underrated, and
the man has a lot of range. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of good roles.
He was even good in that Brady Bunch movie.
That was the part that got him the role of Gideon on Crusade, Babylon 5 Crusade, because
he was on Babylon.
He was on the Crusade series, the follow-up series. He was Captain Gideon of the Excalibur, and seeing him doing that and knowing what he did with Midnight Caller, he saw that range between the one to the other. It's like, yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah.
What you can't say about it, a lot of younger up and coming actors, you don't really see a lot of range.
No, because they're just acting themselves now. It's method acting, and it's projecting themselves, not what they can do for the role.
Yeah.
Divorcing themselves from the role.
I think the industry, if they can get rid of people like Ezra Miller, they can actually start healing themselves. Finally. But if they can't, no.
The thing is, do they even want to get rid of Ezra Miller? It doesn't look like they do.
No, I don't think so. They already had that Flash from the CW. That's the guy who should be the Flash in the movie.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
I agree.
It'd be fine. There's no problem with that at all. That guy can act. It's not an issue.
I don't understand why they didn't,
I don't know.
Hard to say.
I'm not sure, but no, I really am surprised you wanted to see that movie that Adam Driver's in. Adam Driver will probably be good in that film, though. He'll bring something special to the role, I'm sure. It's just
now we got another part of the Adam Driver fan club. Okay.
As I said, to me, the movie looks interesting. Now, whether I end up liking it, well, we'll find out, won't we?
Oh, we will. Oh, we will.
Are you doing the Tuesday $7? I think that deal's still going on AMC or whatever. Or are you going to?
I don't have an AMC where I live.
What the
Whoa!
What do you guys have over there?
RC Theaters.
Are those good?
I mean, it's the only theater I got.
Fucking assholes.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You're not involved in this.
Well, you said assholes, plural. It's like,
oh my gosh. Yes. No, the assholes who just. Yep. It's just like the same here in California. They got rid of the ArcLight in Sherman Oaks, which is bullshit, because of the whole fucking lockdown shit. But anyways, I don't want to go all into that. It's just amazing to me that let's have less choices of theaters. Yes, the AMC is nice, but we don't have Pacific Theaters here anymore. We don't have the ArcLight. I think there might be the ArcLight still in Hollywood. I'm not 100% sure. They might have taken that down too.
The Pacific 414 Theater is now on the East Coast, so I mean,
I wish Mike had his own theater.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
I hate to know what films
Fucking
he
great.
got in there.
No, dude, he'd be showing all these classics, I'm sure, and shit. I don't know.
because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy watching the classic movies. I enjoy watching movies that were made before I was born, and the movies that were made the year I was born, and movies that I watched as a kid and into my teenage years, into my adult years.
All those with tickets to Caddyshack 2, please head for theater number 1. Caddyshack 2, theater number 1. Thank you, Mr. McCracken. Anybody else?
wait. Caddyshack 2? Oh, yeah. You got to go all the way down there. But that's dark, Mike. Yep. It's dark.
It's
there's no lighting.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
I refuse to put any lights in that section of the building. That's okay. You're going to see Caddyshack 2. You'll be fine.
Just give your tickets to the Marlocks.
The Marlock.
But yeah, you know what came out 4 years ago today?
4 years ago today. I don't know what came out 4 years ago. Today.
It was hyped up because it was the movie before Endgame.
What, Infinity War?
No. 4 years ago today, we got Captain Marvel.
Oh, I thought it was Squirrel Hunter.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. You know, when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh, you know, like I said, you got the 90 references and you got Coulson. And you got Fury, but what happened to Fury's eye in that was stupid.
That was real dumb.
Captain Marvel, the film for those that have foot fetishes and flat butt fetishes.
There's only 2 things or 3 things that I even like. But when I first saw that movie, I didn't, until I found out the history of Captain Marvel, I went, oh, shit.
Please tell me it wasn't the feet and the butt with 2 of them.
But
Please.
4 years ago, I said this about the movie. I said that the film was average at best.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's not... especially finding out the lore, you're just like, what? No. This is bad. Yeah, it's... Like I said, Coulson, Fury... and the 90 references are the things that I like the most about that movie. Everything else, I don't really remember much. There was a bad guy, I guess, and I don't know.
Sorry. Okay. So basically, in short, what you're trying to say is
it stinks.
Yeah, I only gave it a 6 out of 10. So for anybody who might be thinking I've been harsh with The Last of Us or anything else I reviewed where I give it a low rating, 4 years ago I gave Captain Marvel a 6 out of 10.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah,
I'm not being facetious. I think that's pretty high, But
when you first see it and you don't know about the lore, you're like, you know what, this movie's not too bad. Then when you find out about the lore, you go, ooh.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
So, the big question I have to ask here, giving it a 6 rating, what was it that you liked the most, the feet or the butt?
I like Samuel L. Jackson's performance as Fury, as usual.
And then Greg. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I like the cameo by Stan Lee.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Coulson's involvement, but there were too many continuity errors as far as I was concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Disney better not try to insult Stan Lee with that documentary that comes out. I'm going to rip them a new one on Twitter. We don't need that stuff. That's not cool.
You don't want to hear the war between him and Jack Kirby and all that?
That'll be interesting, maybe, but...
But yeah, that's our discussion on Office Space from 1999 by Mike Judge, based on the Mike Judge shorts Milton. It's a great movie. It's an 8.5 out of 10 for me, and again, if you get a chance to watch this movie, please do. Please sit down and watch it. You'll enjoy it. You'll get great laughs. And if you haven't watched it in a while, well, yeah, I'm going to need you to get your Blu ray or DVD copy and put it into your player. That would be great.
Yeah, and if you don't have that, go ahead to the VHS. That'd be great.
I'm sure somebody does have a VHS copy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when this came out in 99, they were still producing VHS tapes.
They were. At that time, DVDs were still rather new.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
DVDs were rather
yes.
new, and the players were still, expensive. Not like now, where you can go into a Walmart and, pay $30-$40 for the cheapest one they have.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of funny when the DVD came out back in, around 97 was when the former Long Suffering and I. And we saw the DVD players and we saw what the DVDs were not that expensive. It's like, wow, let's give this a try. And that's what got us suckered in. It's like, well, usually when you have this new technology, this new stuff, they want to have this high price all across the board. But it was like, this is all affordable. Whoever's doing this is smart.
Mm-hmm.
Strike fast. But I think they were still trying to debate. They were still in a bit of a war with who was it? Was it Sony?
Yeah. When Blu-rays first came out, it was Sony, and I think it was Pioneer or Panasonic.
Yeah, and they won with the Blu-ray. But there was also one that was happening with the DVDs, I think, too. So it's like the Blu-ray one was like part 2.
Because you first had the regular DVDs, then you had HD DVDs, and
yep. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I can even go further back than that. You had Laserdisc, and you had the Betamax and the VHS.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
And 8-track. Remember 8-track?
Well, I'm also surprised Blu-ray is still around, but the quality is still very good. I don't know, but now I guess we're getting to the point of 4K and stuff. But you don't need all this stuff. It's just like VR. To me, it feels still like a gimmick, and I don't need it.
Well, I was kind of told that 4K is the most you need. It just starts getting to be a waste when you start going over that.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're talking about, of course, the 8K, and then they're talking about or
crazy.
5K. I don't know, but it's like you don't need to have. It comes to a certain point is you don't want it to be too realistic because it starts taking away the fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
You don't want to see every wrinkle on somebody's face. You just don't.
No.
You don't want to see, oh, yeah, that's just an actor wearing prosthetic makeup. How can you tell? Well, look at the lines. You can see where the, foam head or plastic head or, the rubber mask meets the actual person.
Mm-hmm.
No, none of us want to see that.
Not me.
We still want to be immersed.
Right. We like that fantasy. We like to, this is a time for us just to kind of walk away for a while. Yeah. And, I'm happy with DVD. I got a Blu-ray, but I'm still happy with my DVD.
I'm happy with my DVDs I still have. I still have VHS tapes, Barrett.
Yeah, me too. Got a ton of them.
And yes, I do have a VCR to play them in. It still works.
Mm-hmm. I think mine still works. Yeah, I haven't used it in a while, but I think it still might work. And yeah, I mean, talk about having a little blast from the past, sitting down watching a movie. Too bad, try to find a CRT to play it on.
I mean, gosh, another thing I'm thinking about right now is the projection TVs. You know, the red and the green and the blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my uncle had one of those. If you get too far off to the side, you start losing the image.
Mm-hmm. I actually had two neighbors who had a projection TV when I was growing up.
Hmm. So I suppose you visited them quite a bit.
Yeah, when they invited us over to watch the Chargers.
Mm. You didn't go over there going, "Hello, well, little Mikey, what are you doing?" Hey, hey. They thought that was a door for real. Little Mikey, wait here. Can I see the Cubs game on your big TV?
No, they were not Cub fans, and they weren't gonna put the Cubs game on TV just for me. They were diehard Padre fans. Yes, there actually are diehard Padre fans.
Wow.
Yeah, there are.
Unfortunately,
yes.
Now I feel sorry for them.
But you know, you're watching Office Space too. And you're recognizing the old computers, and of course the 3.5-inch floppy disk, and you're going, the memories. Those were the days.
All those 3.5s that came in the mail from AOL or CompuServe,
or you would buy a game, and it would be on the 3.5-inch floppy disk, and you know sometimes it would be 6 disc. Sometimes, depending on the game, it might be 12 disc.
Yep.
What are you doing lately, DJ Ronnie, and you mad scientist? Here, I know you're working on in your tech lab.
Yeah, he doesn't watch VHS tapes, but he digitizes them. And
de-interlace them to get rid of those pesky combing artifacts.
Yeah, I mean, VHS tapes had some problems with it, but the quality was still good for the time.
Well, especially when you watch it on
TV. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. Yeah, sometimes there could be some problems, but
hey,
overall,
that's what we had. That's
what we had.
Mm-hmm. And you had 4-head VHSs, which were supposed to be even better, clearer quality, and fun stuff like that.
Because I remember when I was looking for my own VCR to put in my room with my TV, I wanted to get a 2-head VCR. My dad's all, no, go for the 4-head. It's going to last you longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with the 4-head VCR.
Yeah.
Were you happy with it?
I was.
There we go.
Yeah, no, that's good. Now we have DVR, which is pretty cool, but that has some problems too. It just does.
Oh yeah, it does. It does.
Spectrum's not perfect, that's for sure.
No, especially around here.
Yeah, I hear it's bad over there. That's what you said.
Does anyone have TiVo anymore?
I don't even know if TiVo is still a thing.
I have no idea.
Hey, I remember TiVo. Yes, I remember when it was first coming out, and they would say you can watch or you can record your favorite programs and watch it later.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It looks like they're still around. I don't know what they're doing, but
last I knew, they were integrated with DirecTV, or they had some sort of deal with DirecTV.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think I remember something about that.
Probably did, yeah.
But they certainly aren't. They certainly aren't as nameworthy as they used to be. Let's just put it that way.
No. They don't have the clout that they used to have.
And the stuff that has clout now, they're going to find out they're not going to have it soon.
There's not many even choices for like cable and stuff, or like you got Spectrum, you got a few other things, Xfinity, I guess, but we need more competition in everything, actually, more.
Right. I believe that completely, because I remember back in the day they were screaming and hollering because some areas would have higher bills than other areas. especially if it was getting out into like country where trying to keep those up and going was harder, difficult, cost more. So, needless to say, because of that, prices were different, and of course, it was also different between the different companies and the different cities because basically, you only have one choice of a cable company. Basically, they monopolized that city, so that was all you had. So, one city would be cheaper than another city, and they started screaming about, "Oh, we need to make sure that all these prices force the cable companies to have a standard price all across the board."
Right.
You don't want that.
No.
Because do you think the guys that are making the most money is going to lower it down to the ones that are charging less? Or do you think
Hell no, they're not going to lower it down so everyone else can afford it.
The ones at the bottom are going to think it's our chance now.
You also sign a contract so people can spy on you. Like, it's just insane, dude. Like, it's just dumb.
Well, we're talking about cable here. I mean, we didn't
No.
we're not talking about TikTok.
Or Discord. I'm sure you've seen
I
going
saw
around
that.
about Discord now.
I don't know if we wanted to talk about that sometime or not. I don't.
We can talk about it in more detail on Sunday, but
what we can do is what my friends do is we can say outrageous, horrible things like we did on the Sony party chat and see if we get kicked off.
Well, there we go. Well, now you know why I put the stuff up there about how Chinese radio is so good and how the North Korean radio is so
That's
good.
because you're secretly a commie. That's why.
No, I'm trying to placate the powers that be at Discord.
No, I think we know who's going to those meetings that Phil talks about.
I'm pretty sure when we've talked on Discord, we've told Discord to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Well, we've done the same thing with YT here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, is that any different than being here on Pop Talk? You guys don't always tell me to go fuck myself.
Yep, just follow everything by saying Micro. What do we do here, Whoopa? We make Whoopa toys. That's what we do here. That's what we do secretly.
What exactly will we say we do here, Whoopa? We're people persons, Whoopa.
We make Whoopa toys.
We deal with the people. We deal.
That's true. We're people.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more information on this one, Whoopa.
Oh, I understand. If we're saying something, then just follow up with in Minecraft, and it's like, oh, you're playing the game.
Well, it's like, here on YouTube when you're playing a game. I died in the game, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if YouTube might get upset about. Who knows? YouTube can be retarded. You heard me, YouTube.
Wow. There's the color bar across there, or the Indian head. Sorry for the interruption or delay, or
stupid YouTube. But no, it's very concerning seeing stuff from Discord like that. And I'm saying when we get on Discord again, voice chat, we just start going crazy on there and see if we get kicked off the PC.
Wait. We're already on there for crazy. His name is Phil McCracken.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you really want me to cut loose? Do you really want to hear me cut loose?
Well, Sony did the same thing with the party chat. We went on there with some of my friends and we said horrible things, and they never kicked us off.
I could probably say some stuff that make your ears curl,
Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Baron's saying something. Who left? Mike.
That's not good. Whoop. Yeah.
I almost said something now. I bet my tongue. I bet my tongue. Yeah.
Don't bite too hard. Don't bite too hard.
I need some allies. Even if it's just you two, I need some allies.
Oh wow! You hear that, Cash? Even if it's just the two of us. Yeah, I know. We're going off topic now. We're not really talking about Office Space now, but if anybody has just arrived, go back to the beginning when we were talking about the movie.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, if you could just go back to the beginning, that would be great.
Would we actually talk about a movie longer than the movie is? No. I'm
No,
biting my tongue again because
no,
I didn't mean for instance I can get.
no. I mean, I don't mean to sound like an asshole or anything, but
Like,
I've gotten to where I figure if I'm gonna do a review of a show, I'm gonna give away some points, and then I'm gonna keep other things, top secret until somebody actually gets to see it for themselves. I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing, nor am I gonna go on for 5 hours talking about the episode. I'm just not gonna do it, or movie. I'm just not gonna do it.
3 hours later.
Oh, Pop Talk likes to run long.
Oh yeah, I do, yeah, because we get off topic and we start slinging shit at each other.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's ever tuned into Pop Talk, they know we like to keep it relaxed. They know I like to keep it relaxed. If you want to see something where, I'm not as loose, watch a game stream. Yeah, maybe I am a little loose when I'm playing a game stream, but I'm just relaxed. It's like, okay, I died. Oh, come on. Yeah, and no, I don't consider little outbursts like that going, oh, come on. Oh, what the? I don't consider that gamer rage. No. It's going, okay, why didn't my character jump there? I pressed the button. Why did he jump?
Rage, folks. Rage. 1-800-555-DEAD.
Well, you know what? I'd rather call 1-800-555-DEAD after dying so many times in the game instead of putting on easy mode and calling 1-800-555-NOOB. That's 1-800-555-NOOB. If you or a friend are stuck on easy mode and you don't like the challenge of a higher difficulty, get yourself some help today by calling our well-trained associates at 1-800-555-NOOB. They'll get you on the path you need to be on so you can play on a higher difficulty level.
Folks, do you have a problem? Do you have, no hair, down there? Then we have a solution for you. We have Gaps Mercantile. That's right, Gaps Mercantile. If you need to have a little bush, we can give you a little trim. Just give us a call at 1-800-555-BUSH. That's 1-800-555-BUSH for all your merkin needs in all colors and sizes.
Any questions?
Did I fire 5 socks or 6?
And let's see what else DJ has to say. I'm joining a YouTuber showdown on Floral from Under the Rock. Problem that during the latter portion of the 9 o'clock hour.
Do you think he'll live?
What? You're going to cause problems? Oh, gosh. Okay, you soon hear first, folks. DJ Ronnie G, he's a problem child. He likes to cause trouble on other streams.
Yeah. That's 1-800-555-BUSH. Well, I mean, don't we all cause problems on each other's streams?
No. The three of us are simply saints.
Sorry.
We have halos around our heads. We are innocent little angels here on PACIFIC414. Okay. I can hear the silence. It's deafening.
Yeah.
Thanks for backing me up, guys.
I mean, why do I need to make myself guilty even more? That's like going out there and saying 110% innocent, Your Honor.
And Cash, yeah, he walks away. He walks away.
Well, he always does. I mean, he probably fell asleep on the keyboard again.
I'm here. I'm listening to this nonsense.
Give me a break, Whoopa. Give me a break. Oh, wait, you're serious. Let me laugh even harder. We are innocent angels here.
Remember, you can always tune into Whoopa after dark. Find out what exactly happens to those pokey duck balls
Yeah.
when the light goes down and Barry White music come up. Is Pikachu as shocking as they all say he is? Well, we'll find out on Whoopa after dark.
Yeah. Whoopa, I'm going to need you to come on to Pop Talk on Sunday. That would be great. You too, DJ Ronnie G. Oh, wait a minute. You're going to have to be kind of sneaky because you're doing the thing, and it's called the work thing.
Well, the thing is, he told Cash he had to be there Sunday. He didn't hear anything. He snuck out. He did the little sneak out thing that he was told to do by his neighbor.
Yeah, Lawrence,
yeah.
Hey, Beard Man. Check out Channel 9. Check out this chick.
Like I said, I laugh because it just brings back memories when I was a kid.
Yep.
Boobies.
We do like to have fun here. I know. I'm the leader of the pack. And some people come by and go, what the hell's going on here? It's Pop Talk, folks. It's Pop Talk.
Yeah. Been trying to change the name to Beer Talk for a long time, but they won't hear anything from it. Always get shot down at the meetings.
Kager Talk.
Yeah, Kager Talk, eh?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You hosers? I think it's time to take off, eh?
All right, let's go, eh?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, eh?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. This movie did take place in Canada. It took place in Texas, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy, eh?
And filmed there, eh? Yeah. They don't say eh down there, though.
Yep.
Okay.
But anyways, thank you all for being here. Whoopa, thank you for being here.
Whoopa.
DJ Ronnie G, thank you for being here. We also had Old Man here. Let me just scroll up to where he's at. All right, there's Old Man. And we also had a Phil McCracken.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I care because without everybody who comes by in the chat, everybody who comes by, watches, lurks, and listens, and leaves a like if they actually like what they're listening to, this channel's nothing.
I think that's more directed to Phil.
And then, of course, we had a troll. So thank you, troll. You still gave us a view. And, of course, we had a rich kaiju.
I guess it was a troll. I don't know. It was really weird.
I don't know.
Bizarre.
Anytime I see weird ones, I automatically assume it's a troll.
Yeah, I wait to see a little bit to see what they say further on. It was legitimate or not, but most of the time it's not. You may, especially Whoopa Troopa. You gotta keep an eye on that one.
Whoopa.
Yeah, especially Cardinal fans.
Yeah, Cardinal fans, I tell you.
Notice how I have nothing against Dodger fans, Whoopa. A Dodger fan is on the panel.
Well, Cardinals are in your division. Of course, remember, your division does not matter that much this year, which is bullshit.
I know that.
That goes for every team. Because we got to play every team this year.
We got to play all 30 teams this year.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the Dodgers and Cubs and everyone else has to play 29 other teams.
Woohoo!
Yay!
But by the way, I do want to make an announcement that on Saturday, April 1st, I will be having a special live stream because it's my birthday.
Oh my god!
And that is no joke.
Guys, did you hear? He's finally going to turn 30. That's amazing.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Most people would be complimented by that.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I'm proud I'm getting older.
Okay.
Tell me that when you get 50.
I'm almost there. I'm almost
You're
there.
almost there. You're almost there, but wait until you hit 50. And then you start looking back.
It's not really his birthday.
Everything's getting dark.
Oh.
All those things that you knew are gone.
Oh man.
Ghosts.
Yes, I am an April Fool's child.
He's a fool.
He's the one that said fool. I was actually
the kind of shit I put up with on this program.
April showers.
Well, man, when I'm not here, man.
You know what? I gave you that compliment. I'm taking that compliment back.
It's gone. It's just
I
mean,
no
takeaways. Yeah.
I wasn't even on Sunday, and I heard all this shit about me. I couldn't stop laughing.
Because you weren't on Sunday. That's why you got all this shit. I've even told you. You do realize, since you're not on, or since you weren't on, I'm going to give you a lot of shit.
Yes, I know.
Why do you think I always show up and on time? Hmm?
Unfortunately, though, baseball in general is becoming a clown show, and I do not like it. Really.
Yeah, it is.
It's pissing me off, actually. It really is.
And by the way, on that birthday stream, we're going to talk about everything: pop culture, video games, baseball.
Ooh, video games.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to look and see when the Cub game is, so I can do my recap of the Cubs during that live stream, because I'll only be able to watch the free games this year, since the plan itself is too damn expensive.
Yeah, we have the World Baseball Classic. I watched some of that yesterday. It's actually interesting. I'm surprised, but yeah.
You know who the Cubs were playing, eh?
They should be.
Yeah, hooray! The Cubs beat Team Canada, eh? I know it's only spring training, eh? But they beat them 11-7, eh?
Oh, good job!
Hey, you hosers!
Yeah.
Come on, I gotta end this show on a good note.
I was also surprised at the Dodgers. I know it's only spring training, but it looks like they have a strong pitching staff, and I'm like, fucking hell. And they've got strong hitting again, too, but I still think they're going to spend some more money before the season starts. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know if they're going to get Ohtani, but they should.
Well, there's going to be a lot of competition for Shohei Ohtani.
Yes. Even the Cubs could use him, I'm sure. Any team probably could use him.
Are you kidding? There are a lot of teams out there who look at him and think he would fit nicely for us in our pitching staff and in our lineup. And yes, there is a Cub game on that day earlier in the afternoon, because this birthday live stream won't be until 8 o'clock that Saturday night.
You don't know that, Whoopa. Be quiet. Dodgers have more money than the Cardinals, so shove it.
Well, he's a Cardinal fan. They like to run their mouths.
Yeah.
So, a late show because you have to watch your baseball, and then you're going to bitch to us about baseball wins.
Or you know what? You know what? We could do it right after the game ends. But here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I want to do it at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just going to come out and say I'm going to be turning 45. And I was born at 5 p.m. back in 1978. 5 p.m. Pacific time. So that would be 8 o'clock Eastern time. So that's why I want to do it.
Well, tear to my eyes, man.
You're full of shit.
You touched me, man. You touched me.
You're full of shit.
And I will point to that doll in the courtroom where exactly you touched me.
Oh, man.
I can touch you anywhere. But yeah, that is what's coming up. I haven't set it up or anything, but that is going to be coming up. And yes, talking about baseball, pop culture.
Oh my!
And yes, Whoopa, you are invited, of course. Of course, it's, that's going to be an open panel.
Pokemons. We're going to be talking about Pokemons. Pokemon Cardinals.
Gotta catch them all, dude.
No. That Whoopa starts talking about Pokemon, I'm just going to yank him out.
Wow.
It's my party, damn it, and then I don't want to talk about Pokemon. I'm kidding.
It's the party, and he'll shove you in a Pokeball if he wants to.
Cry if he wants to.
Shove you in a Pokeball if he wants to.
Whoop whoop. But yep, that is what's going to be coming up on Saturday, April 1st. Everybody's invited to come on the panel if they want.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh my.
And, let's have fun. And of course, I know some folks are probably going to be, going, okay, Cash, whoop up, Mike. Could you stop talking about baseball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me. Let's talk about rugby now.
Yeah.
I actually did watch a rugby game last Sunday. Well, this past Sunday, I should say, when I was at a restaurant with my friends after the movies and eating a delicious hamburger. And I didn't quite understand the rules, but I'm thinking, they're knocking the shit out of each other. Nice.
That's the rules. That's the rules. Knock the shit out of each other. It's a ruffian sport played by gentlemen, as they say.
Yes. Speaking of gentlemen, please subscribe to Baron Norman Tag and Cash Money 007.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cash.
And it's Cash Monet.
Monet.
Sorry. Cash Monet. Monet. You got to make it sound like it's
it's hot.
Yes.
Hotty.
Totty.
Totty.
Yes. Oh, Tata.
Cash Monet.
Speaking of Tata, everyone.
Yep.
Hey, take care. Yep. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
I know I'm weird, but you know what? It's me.
Yeah. Shut up, Phil. Find you.
Oh, Phil. you know what? Yeah, you know what? Before we go, I think we need to play a clip, and this one's aimed at Phil.
Good.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go.
Lighten up, Francis.
This
That's
is
right.
Patrick
Lighten
Stewart.
up, Francis.
Yep. Wrong one.
Oh.
Hit the wrong one. Oh, what did I do? What did I do wrong?
I don't know. I was waiting for you to play a sound, and
I was.
I heard this is Patrick Stewart, and then that's all I heard.
Well, I don't think the one's on there no more. So
I didn't get rid of any of the sound clips. I got rid of some of my video clips.
No coupons for you, Phil.
It's up higher than it used to be. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, I moved it higher because you like to go to that one. So I wanted to make it easy access.
Damn, I got a 10 minutes more.
Phil likes to talk about CCP in California, yet he lives in a boring ass state like Delaware. That's right.
What?
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm
there's
just
so
waking
much
up. I
Delaware.
went through Delaware.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, man, I just woke up. I'm in Delaware. Oh, man, what a great state.
You wake up, you're in Delaware. No!
It's okay, though. Phil doesn't understand. He's actually secretly friends with Joe Biden. It's all right.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I would hide that, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, they go to bingo night.
Mm-hmm. He helps with the dauber. He helps with his dauber.
I heard he helps him up on the bike, so that's nice,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Aww.
gets him his sippy cup, yeah. Because
who's giving who that?
Do it every time.
Who's giving who that? I mean, that could be either one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say who's giving who the sippy cup, who's getting who on the bicycle, and who's getting who ice cream.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, March 10th, 1:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Watch the Bath Rugby versus the Saints.
Oh,
oh, nice.
And
that's
root for
only on
Bath.
Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else are you going to do with your cock?
Good night, everybody.
That's it.
Shadow band yet?
Ooh. I'm sure it's coming. Let them be upset.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the one who will say anything. I have